Sentry and Hyperion once fought. Who won? In the vast world of Marvel superheroes, Hyperion and Sentry are considered two images deeply inspired by the DC Comics icon Superman. Both represent the omnipotent hero model, combining unparalleled physical strength, superintelligence, and the ability to manipulate energy beyond human limits. However, each person has a separate energy source, creating a distinct difference in the way they approach and control their own power. In addition, characters like Gladiator or Blue Marvel are also considered reflections of this image, but Hyperion and Sentry are two versions that Marvel has built in a complex, inner-rich, and philosophical way about power and existence. Hyperion was born as an Eternal, a species created by Celestial to represent the ultimate potential of life. His body operates on a nuclear fusion mechanism, where the energy of the sun and cosmic radiation sources is collected, processed, and converted into life energy. Every cell in his body contains cosmic energy, allowing Hyperion to maintain near absolute strength, speed, and endurance. He can endure meteorite impacts, fight in a vacuum environment, and survive cosmic radiation without any harm. In addition, Hyperion's energy structure also allows him to absorb energy from solar photons, converting them into pure energy to maintain his strength. His body is like a living reactor, constantly operating to regenerate and consolidate energy. This makes Hyperion one of the most incredibly durable warriors in the Marvel Universe. From a biological perspective, Hyperion cells function similarly to the energy tissues of the Eternals. This allows him to not only control every molecular movement in his body, but also shape the energy around him at will. He can create energy walls, emit massive heat blasts, or fly at speeds exceeding the speed of sound. Hyperion's power lies not only in his physical strength, but also in his ability to maintain a superhuman will. He is a person with an absolute belief in justice, representing the classic hero model with a steadfast heart and pure ideals. However, that absoluteness sometimes makes him isolated, because not everyone can understand the feeling of living with the power to change the universe. Sentry is a completely different case. He is not just a superhero, but a symbol of the conflict between light and darkness in the same soul. Sentry, or Robert Reynolds, is a person with photokinetic energy, activated by solar radiation. This energy not only fuels his physical strength, but also opens up the ability to manipulate matter and warp reality. In essence, Sentry can alter the molecular structure of anything from solid matter to pure energy, making him one of the most versatile characters in Marvel. Unlike Hyperion, who only absorbs energy to enhance his strength, Sentry can shape energy into any form he desires. Sentry is the image of a god with a human heart. He can fly at the speed of light, create energy waves as powerful as a supernova, or revive after being completely disintegrated. In a mentally stable state, Sentry is nearly unstoppable. But when his mind is divided by a dark part called the Void, he becomes more dangerous than ever. The Void is the dark side of his soul, representing the fear and rage that resides deep within him. When these two essences merge, Sentry reaches a state of omnipotence where his power surpasses all known limits. He can destroy, recreate, or erase the existence of anything with his will. Sentry's ability to manipulate matter and energy opens up countless possibilities. He can simulate almost any superpower given enough time and control. This makes him an amorphous entity with no clear limits, no specific weaknesses. When he reaches his peak state, his photokinetic energy acts as an endless source of energy, where every ray of light from the sun becomes fuel for divine power. Compared to Hyperion, Sentry shows greater flexibility and scope in his use of energy. He can not only absorb energy, but also shape reality with it. If Hyperion is a symbol of order, then Sentry is a symbol of controlled chaos. Both represent two extremes of the same principle, light. Hyperion uses light as a source of nurturing energy, while Sentry uses it as a tool for creation and destruction. When comparing the two's powers, Hyperion represents durability, endurance, and the ability to go toe-to-toe in physical combat, while Sentry represents the ability to manipulate energy, recreate matter, and control reality on a near-godly level. Tactically, Hyperion is a warrior, while Sentry is the embodiment of pure energy. However, in his perfect state, when Sentry is in harmony with his dark side, he surpasses all previous limits. His power is no longer within the physical realm, but has reached the threshold of the hyper-reality. He can exist in any dimension, move between universes, and perceive the fabric of time as an unchanging straight line. With this ability, Sentry becomes an entity that transcends the concept of combat. He is a symbol of the evolution of energy, where light is no longer just a source of life, but the essence of existence. Every time Sentry appears, the world seems to slow down. The light around him warps, space vibrates, and the Earth cracks as the universe adjusts to the presence of a power too great. Despite his deep inner turmoil, Sentry is a character with rare depth in Marvel. He is not perfect, but someone constantly fighting to retain the light of humanity in a sea of endless energy. Hyperion fights for order, Sentry fights to preserve himself. One believes in ideals, the other in redemption, but when put on the scale, Sentry is still superior. At his most powerful, there are no real limits to his power. With the ability to regenerate, control energy, and alter reality, Sentry not only surpasses Hyperion, but reaches the level of cosmic entities like eternity or infinity. Their battle is not simply a comparison of power, but also a dialogue between two concepts: order and freedom, controlled light and limitless light. The energy within him is not limited by the laws of physics. Each cell in Sentry's body contains the power of millions of exploding suns, and when he reaches a stable state, that energy can bend space, regenerate matter, and distort the entire structure of a small universe. Not only is Sentry physically strong, he also has the ability to control matter at the molecular level, regenerate his body after complete destruction, and even revive from pure energy. When Hyperion confronted Sentry, the space around them shook violently. Each collision caused the ground to melt, the sky to burn brightly as if it were being torn apart. Hyperion rushed straight at Sentry, his body emitting a golden halo, carrying the power of thousands of suns. Sentry responded with a punch of blinding white light, his energy exploding, causing the ground beneath them to deform like ocean waves. The two energy streams collided, creating a trans-dimensional explosion, slowing time for a few moments. Hyperion did not retreat. He broke through Sentry's energy waves, using his incredible speed to launch a series of attacks. Each blow was a solar storm that burned the space around them. But Sentry, with his true self and his dark void self merged, was not just defending. He stood in the middle of the storm, his eyes glowing like two exploding celestial bodies. In that moment, his awareness expanded beyond time and space, reading Hyperion's every movement, every fluctuation of cosmic energy. Sentry countered, his photokinetic energy exploded like an endless storm. Each punch carried the weight of collapsing reality, making Hyperion unable to stop the white energy that tore through his body, no matter how hard he tried. He braced himself, absorbing the radiation around him to regenerate energy, but Sentry was already ahead. He no longer fought with muscle, but with sheer will, controlling Hyperion's own energy, turning it into his own power source. When the battle reached its climax, the two stood in the void of space, without gravity or sound. Hyperion glowed orange-red like a dying sun, while Sentry glowed like a newborn star in the darkness. A moment of silence passed, then Sentry raised his hand, gathering all the energy of the battle into his palm. He looked at Hyperion with sad and determined eyes, then unleashed the final blow, a beam of optical energy that pierced through space, tearing apart all physical barriers. The light spread throughout the universe, shaking even the farthest dimensions. When the light faded, Hyperion fell to his knees, his entire body emitting a faint flame. He smiled, realizing that he had lost to someone who transcended all limits. Sentry stepped forward, placing his hand on his shoulder, transferring some of his energy so that Hyperion would not completely disappear. In a quiet voice, he said that true power was not in light or darkness, but in controlling both. The victory belonged to Sentry. He stood still in the silent space, a white gold light covering his body, reflecting off the fragments of reality. The universe around him gradually restored order. The energy he created turned into particles of light, floating like stars. Sentry was not proud, nor arrogant. He only looked into the distance where light and darkness met, knowing that this battle was not the end, but the beginning of a new era, where he became a symbol of absolute balance.